We have a special guest on. If you're a fan of Jimmy Dore, you may have already saw Jerry on there. But this is Jerry Perez. He is the leader of Our Revolution Los Angeles, and he also is involved with the People's Party, which is a new party started by Nick Brana. And the convention just came up a little while ago. Cornel West was there, Nina Turner, Jimmy Dore was there, along with a lot of other people that want to form another political party, which I agree with. So, Jerry, thanks so much for spending time with us today. Greatly appreciate it.
Thanks, Rob. Thank you for having me here today.
All right, so go ahead, Jerry. I'm sorry.
A little clarification. I'm not the leader of Our Revolution LA. I'm just the field director.
Okay.
It means I'm in charge of training all of our organizers and getting everybody situated and comfortable going out in the field.
All right, great. Well, thank you for doing that. But I do appreciate your work in Our Revolution, Jerry, and also working with the People's Party, too. So, Jerry Perez, let's kick this around. So, first of all, America's ready for a third party. Let's be honest. They have had enough of the Democrats. They've had enough of the Republicans. The Democrats have a bunch of neoliberals. The Republicans have a bunch of fascist war hawks, too, in their party, too. So with that said, why do you feel like a third party hasn't caught on, such as the Green Party? I know you guys just started, so I won't bring it to the People's Party, but the Green Party, the Libertarian Party in general, why have they not caught on in this country yet?
Well, that's a simple answer. They have no infrastructure. So what we are doing here, we're making a major new party. And when I say that, I mean, we're not just going to put forth the paperwork and create a legal entity saying, oh, it's a new party. What I'm saying, what we're doing is we're building the true infrastructure of a major new party. I am training people every single day. In just a moment, I'm going to do an 8-hour-long training course where I'm training hub coordinators on the top of every hour for the entirety of the West Coast. Wow. You will have a functioning infrastructure at every level of government here in America for this major new party. I will ensure that they are trained, confident, and knowledgeable and have the ability to operate on their own to get this party fully functioning. So what you don't see in the Green Party or the Libertarian Party is they are not everywhere. They do not represent the people. They don't go talking to the people. They only talk to special interests that are aligned with their platform. The platform of this party is going to be a true reflection of what it is the American people want. And we're going to talk to them. We're going to ask them, what is it you want us to make a reality? How best can we serve you? Do you want Medicare for all? Why do you want it? You don't have healthcare, you say? You freaking being exploited by your healthcare provider? Okay, we'll make you an alternative. And we'll do that clear across the board. We're not here to talk about ideologies. We're not here to talk about the left. We're not here to talk about the right. I'm here to identify what problems are affecting you and how we can implement the solutions to these problems. That is the very core of what it is what I, veterans, want to put into this party. That's something that we're contributing. And another thing, this party is going to have an extremely well put together training program for every level of organizer that we have. It will be a combination of direct action and electoral politics, something that you will see from this major new party. We will be utilizing two powers that have not been effectively utilized in decades, I believe. That is the power of the boycott. That is the power of the general strike. Right. We will ensure that this system feels that its people is suffering. We will ensure that Amazon feels it. We will ensure that the banks feel it. We will ensure that Wall Street feels it. And all we need is a few folks that have said, I've had a fucking enough. I've had enough of being manipulated. I've had enough of being lied to. I've had enough of people taking advantage of my time, my money, and laugh at my suffering. If that is what you want, if you want justice, if you're ready to have change, then this is where you need to go. This is not going to be what the Green Party is. This is not going to be what the Libertarian Party is. After the general election, you'll never hear from those parties. You probably won't hear from those parties at all after the general election. Us, we're going to keep going. You're going to see us everywhere. We'll be in every county, every city, every state. and we will ensure that you have representation at every level of government. And so, yeah, that's what I'm working to build right now.
So let me ask you this. We see in Pennsylvania what they're doing, and they got the Green Party off the ballot in Pennsylvania. This is the Democratic Party doing that. We all know that's not the reason why Hillary Clinton lost, because people voted for Jill Stein. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know why Hillary Clinton lost. We won't get into that, but people can think for themselves that are listening to this. But we saw that in Pennsylvania. We see how hard it is to get on the ballots in general in different states. A lot of these states, the governor of the state has to approve that. You have to get so many petitions, rather. Sometimes they pump up the numbers on the petitions. So how are you guys figuring into that as far as getting that money to be on the ballot, getting these petitions to get on the ballot?
We will raise the money to completely fund this organization through small dollar donations. This will be completely people powered. And as far as getting all the paperwork in line to include signatures, ballot access, all that, that will also be people powered. We will have folks collecting signatures, we will have folks spreading the word, and we will win over the American people to be a part of this major new party. Now, as far as governor's approval and any individuals' attempts to thwart this, we will hit it. We will go and attack it head on. We will not be passive in any of this. We will have direct action. Just a couple of months ago, we organized massive demonstrations in front of the homes of senators' homes. And so we are going to be a force to be reckoned with. They're going to ignore us right now. Right now, we are to be ignored. Then they're going to laugh at us, and then they're going to fight us. And then we're going to win. This party is going to be a true representation of what it is you all want. And what you all have to do right now, and this is the hardest part, is you have to let go. You have to let go of the Democratic Party. You have to let go of the Republican Party. These parties do not represent you. They don't care about you. They don't come to your community. They don't give a damn how you feel. They don't ask for your input. They just want you to fall in line and vote aligned with fear. You are being manipulated. And that's what you need to break away from. You need to take positive control of your situation and build your true party, one that does serve you, one that you know that if you donate money to, you will get results back from that party. So yes, I encourage you all, join us here at Moving for a People's Party. Come meet us. Feel the overwhelming positive energy that flows through this organization. Because I tell you right now, I get tired. I work nonstop every day trying to ensure that this party's infrastructure is set up in time before the end of the year. And I tell you, the folks I talk to every day, the folks I listen to, it's all worth it. I've never been in such a positive group than this one. One that's constantly working, one that helps each other, one that empowers each other. This is where the movement continues. This is where the movement ends as well. This is the solution to this fascist problem that we have in this country. So yes, I encourage you all to join us and make your major party.
Who would you see as I should say, Jerry, who are you saying, who are you seeing as the rising stars, Jerry, in the People's Party? I mean, we talk about Nina Turner, she's amazing. Besides her, do you see any other politicians, or maybe people that are not even politicians yet, that are up and comers and organizers that will run for office? Do you know any of those people besides somebody like a Nina Turner?
I see them all over the place.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is one little clarification. We're not training politicians. Okay. We're training public servants. Fair. And that will be clear when you see the first branch of candidates that we generate from this party. After we get done training them, it's going to be like a billion Bernie Sanders doing exactly the right thing, talking to the people, listening to the people, and ensuring that their people meet prosperity when they get into office. So that is what you're going to be seeing from this party, and that I guarantee.
Okay. I do have a couple more questions. One is about the debate. So we saw the debate and all the yelling and screaming back and forth. it was very trying as far as anybody watching it. It really burns you out. With that said, who do you feel like, because you are talking to people all over the country, people that are progressives. We see that Joe Biden in the debate, and I believe this is a mistake. I don't know why he keeps doing it. He says, I beat the socialists. I beat Bernie Sanders. I'm not a socialist. And yeah, he's not. I agree with him. But why does he keep doing that? Trying to crush, it's almost like he's trying to crush progressives, keep saying, I'm against the Green New Deal. I'm against Medicare for all. And he keeps invoking Bernie's name and saying that he crushed all these progressives. What do you think that's about? Why does he keep doing that when he needs progressives to win? He needs the base of the Democratic Party, which is over 50 some odd percent are progressives in that party.
That's because he wants to lose, and he also wants to push away his base. He doesn't want poor base. He wants rich base. He doesn't want the people of America. He wants the wealthy people of America. So in his mind, he believes he can pull the rich folks away from Trump. He's not talking to you. He's not talking to me. He's not talking to regular people. He's talking to wealthy people. That's who he's talking to. His message is not to us. He does not represent us. There is no representation for the 99% in this general election. None. And so I highly advise you all to disconnect from it. Don't waste your time or energy on it. This election's pretty much decided. Either way, the American people lose this election. So yeah, I encourage you all to disconnect from it. And as for this whole nonsense of debating, that was not a debate. That was Donald Trump steamrolling Joe Biden for a good portion of time. There was not a single time I saw where Joe Biden took control of that debate. Everything there was pretty obvious Trump allowed him to do it. It's very, very disconcerting. And to see a leader, so this is a leader, mind you, this is someone that people are telling me I should follow and he'll lead me into prosperity. I don't trust for 1 minute that any of these individuals, especially Biden, is going to lead us to any type of prosperity, nor does he have the competent thought process to do so. Now, as for Trump, that is a con artist if I ever saw one. That man is all about hype. That man is all about lying, and that man is all about getting an emotional response out of you. And so, yeah, I would say disconnect from all that nonsense. There's nothing for us there. Don't give them the ratings. Don't give them the time. Disconnect from it. And definitely don't pollute your core by watching that thing. I literally had to drink 2 glasses of mead in order to get through half of it. And I couldn't even sit through the rest of it.
All right. So as we finish up, I have 2 questions that are not really about politics, but they are in a way. But they are what's going on in Los Angeles and around California in general. Let's talk about police brutality right now. I've had a couple of people on that live in Los Angeles that have been covering the brutal protests that have gone on. And when I mean brutal, I mean the police attacking regular protesters with rubber bullets, shooting out car windows, injuring people that have lost their eyesight in Los Angeles. What's going on there, Jerry? Can you give the viewers that are, because we have people all over the country, can you give the viewers a little bit of what's going on in LA right now as far as the protests and how the police are acting like a bunch of mafia people down there running?
Well, let's start from the beginning. It's going to be a long conversation, so I think I should probably shorten it down a bit. It is bad. It is very bad. Mm-hmm. It's quite clear at this point in time that people have lost trust and confidence in their local police departments across the board. And instead of working to rebuild that trust and confidence, I have police officers here effectively dismantling it even more and trying to go in real hard on the fear factor. I have police officers here abusing their authority and intimidating and laying hands on citizens practicing their right to protest. This right here is unacceptable, and it is one of the main reasons why we need to make this party. This whole situation right now is unacceptable. And the fact that I have no leadership here in any office calling it out or saying they're going to correct it is even more concerning. for example, I have folks in Portland, and like I said, I manage all of the West Coast, and so I hear everything that's going on. They're getting ready to marshalize independent contractors out there, is from what's being told to me. And so this tells me that in their minds, they're getting ready to assassinate American citizens for protesting. And so we just have a complete failure of leadership across the board. At this point in time, I view our leadership as incompetent, neglectful, and at this point, focusing more on detaining and killing our citizens than adhering to their wishes. So it is really, really bad right now. Being a mount instructor, the tactics, and this is my professional opinion, the tactics that we're utilizing right now in our demonstrations are ineffective. These are all ineffective tactics, and honestly, it just puts a target on our heads. What I would recommend of everyone, and this is clear across the nation, you need to regroup, you need to get together, you need to completely unify under one coalition, one banner, however you want to call it. And we need to now begin organizing for a boycott and a general strike. You have to hit them where it hurts. You have to hit them where you're going to get results. And what is going to generate results is a boycott and a general strike on whichever services that are effectively stealing your money and working against your best interests, which right now is currently every single industry that's been bailed out. So yeah, that is what I have to say about that. I don't want you all to focus on the fear aspect of this. What I do want everyone to be thinking about when they're watching this is, how do I correct this problem? How do I start donating my time and energy to get the results that I want? So what I say to you is, if you're organizing with a group that is still a part of the Democratic Party, if they're not willing to publicly stand up against that Democratic Party, you need to leave that, because that party is going to continue to work against you so long as it takes that corporate money, and is never going to give up that corporate money. They are always going to be the sheepdogs of the corporate individuals, and they're going to lie to you and try to make you feel comfortable so you don't fight back. So yes, you need to leave those manipulating organizations, and you need to now build the infrastructure of something that truly represents you, that is transparent, that is always going to talk straight to you, and something that is always going to lead a conversation with, how can I best serve you? What do you need from me? And then they provide you with that service. So yes.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, so yeah, that was finishing my thought.
Oh. Now, I was just going to say, so the biggest story, I believe, obviously police brutality is extremely important, but the biggest story I believe going on right now, besides the election, is the wildfires all across the West. And I think that's a real scary story. I think it's even scarier than police brutality, because we're talking about environmental issues that are about to basically crucify the whole world, and especially the U.S. Can you talk about how the wildfires have affected you? Is there any way this is going to end anytime soon? Because it's not just California, it's Oregon, it's Colorado, it's all over the West Coast. So how have you been dealing with that? When are we going to see the end of these wildfires? And are you scared of, our generation, and also the next generation, that there may not be a world left in 50 to 100 years?
This is going to burn. This is just a taste. This is just the beginning. This is going to get a lot worse. I have no trust or confidence in this leadership to solve this problem. I don't pay attention to everything that's going on right now with the general election, because it's all distraction at this point.
Yeah.
What I have seen clear across the board at every local level of government is that none of them are concerned about the well-being of their people. I've had folks lose their homes. I've had folks literally choke to death from ash. Damn near I did it out here when the freaking sky was orange. And I have leadership here telling me they want to get everything transitioned by 2035. And so, yeah, they're not going to do anything until the world is burning. They're not going to do anything until their home is burning. And that's how it is. They don't care. And if they had it their way, I believe they would abandon us at the drop of a dime. Just by watching their actions, seeing all these homeless out here in the streets, seeing the crippling infrastructure of this economy right now, and how everything is propping up these failed businesses. And so right now, how I'm handling this, am I afraid? No, because I've accepted reality. I know what is going to happen. Our country is going to burn. It's going to burn really hard. And I'm building the force right now to repair it. This is what we are building right now. We're not going to be relying on leaders that are proven to be liars and proven to not care about you or your suffering. What leader right now is actively trying to correct this problem? And when I say actively, I mean really calling out Biden, really calling out the Democratic Party, really calling out the Republican Party, but also rallying their community together, rallying them to take action, rallying them to mobilize in this constant threat that we are facing right now. Who is doing that right now from these two parties? Not a single one. And so right there, I have no trust, no confidence in either of these two freaking creep shows of organizations to effectively do anything for these problems. So we have to take matters into our own hands. We need to break away from these individuals, stop giving them money, and in fact, start taking money back from them and start putting that money back into our communities and ensuring that these wildfires stop by start putting in climate change deterrents into place, getting rid of fracking, freaking ensuring carbon emissions are down, not next year, this year, getting it done now. Start working towards getting things done now. I don't care how anyone feels on this. Your lives are on the line. And so I'm going to put my feelings aside. And so I need all of you to do the same. We have to now fight for our survival. If entire states being on fire is not a sign for you to mobilize yet, then pretty soon you're going to see even more stuff, and that will get you mobilized. But for those of you that see this and know this for a fact that we are in danger, you need to mobilize now. You need to start building the infrastructure of your party now. Start doing mutual aid in your community now. Start rallying your community together now. Not later, not when after this election. You need to get started right now. Disconnect from these distractions and start building your own power and authority. That's what you need to begin doing right now.
With the last question, can you give us a little bit of hope? People that are in their 20s, in their 30s, and people that are even younger than that are into politics, because they're going to suffer just as bad, maybe even worse, than people like us in their 20s or 30s are.
Oh, I got some hope for you. And I got more than that. I got action for you. Mm-hmm. I need you to get up right now. I need you to go to go to peoplesparty.org/volunteer, sign up, get our resources, get connected, get trained, get ready to take back your community. No longer rely on leaders that will prop you up and get you excited and then cut you off at the finish line. It's time to stop playing by the same rule book. It's time to flip the table over. It's time to take matters into your own hands and ensure that you meet prosperity. No one in office right now is going to give you what you want. This is America. You have to take what you want. If you want Medicare for all, you're going to fight for it. If you want to ensure that these individuals that are killing freaking American citizens, but they wear a badge and they say they represent you, if you want to hold them accountable, you need to get involved now, and you need to make them be held accountable. No more games, no more wasting your time. Forget the past, forget everything that's been going on up until now. Right now, you need to take charge of your situation, and you need to begin building the infrastructure of a party that truly represents you. This is not a situation where you're just going to be given stuff and say, all right, here you go. No, you're going to be trained. You're going to be trained how to communicate. You're going to be trained how to use a database system. You're going to be trained how to talk with people. You're going to be trained how to do public service and selfless service. Exactly what this community needs. And even more so, we're going to alleviate the fears of our community. We're going to bring back the sense of community that is desperately needed. But what we need is we need for you to stand up and take that first step. Take off your chains, break the chains of the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. Let them know that they do not own you. You own them. And so, yes, I encourage you all right now. What I'm sending to you, I'm sending to you my confidence. I'm sending to you my passion. And most of all, I'm sending to you my rage. Get out there and take action. Meaningful action. Start truly building power towards you and rebuild your community and hold these crooks accountable. So yes, there is hope and there is a way to correct this problem.
Jerry Perez, Movement for the People's Party. Thanks so much. Jerry, thanks so much for really spreading that news. I agree with you 100%. People need to wake up. You know, it's really sad because the problem I get is, and I'll end with this, the problem I get from these people that are worried about Joe Biden, they may be Sanders supporters, but they're worried about Joe Biden. They don't like him, but they're going to vote for him, is they honestly don't have the cojones to stand up, like you said, and say enough is enough. We're not going to vote for you again. You can blame it on Russia. You can blame it on Jill Stein. You can blame it on us. But you guys need to come out of your bubbles and look at the real problems of why the Democratic Party went astray from where they were with FDR, why those policies are not in place anymore. Do you agree with that?
Not only do I agree with that, I encourage it. So you have to tell these folks, and there's a lot of folks that don't have the courage to really fight for this. And it's going to take only a few folks to stand up and lead the way. So at this point in time, we don't need everyone. What we need is the few folks that truly see that this is a time where we have to make a stand. If you have it in you right now to fight, you need to get up and you need to fight. These folks, they're not going to do the courageous thing. However, when it comes time next year, when this party is truly situated, we will reach out to them and we will show them what a true party of the people looks like. And they will join. So that is what I implore to all of you. Don't ridicule people. Don't fight with people. Don't do anything like that. Tell them these are the problems. These are our solutions. Do you want to be a part of the solution or are you a part of the problem?